All right, we are live for the 122nd episode of the
Let's Go podcast. And we're back. And we've done it, folks. We've done it. The impossible has happened. They said we would never be able to, but in the flesh, not in the flesh, but at least on your screen, we have the legend, the commissioner of the legendary YMSL, Norman Jemal on the podcast. We should know when we started HSL, and we didn't realize how much this would explode with our basketball and softball and kid stuff and community. A lot of the modeling, and I was telling to Norman earlier, like we model a lot of what we do when it comes to community and everyone, sort of building something everyone's passionate about together. And I think a lot of other leagues do it as well, sort of around the YMSL league and what they've created. And we're super thankful to have them on. Of course, we have a lot of players who overlap YMSL and with us, or at least did overlap, then left us, went to YMSL. Talk about that also. But either way, Norman, we're pumped to have you on, and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I guess all you had to do was ask. I know you were like, we can't believe you're coming on. I don't know why. It's early December. I'm not in YMSL mid-season form just yet. Maybe that's why people thought I wouldn't come on, but I'm ready to rock and roll. I love softball. I love the YMSL, and I'm happy to talk about anything you guys want to talk about.
So let's get started. Yeah, let's start at the very beginning, as I like to do. Where are you from originally? And then we'll work our way into YMSL.
I am born and raised in Deal, New Jersey. I was born in hospital up the road in Long Branch, Monmouth Medical Center. Went to school here, went to Rutgers University, and then I lived in Manhattan just for a couple of years when I was single, and then when I got married as a newlywed. So I lived in Manhattan for, I'd say, maybe 6 or 7 years in total. And then when we got married, we lived there for a year or two and then moved right back to Deal. I have 4 children now. God bless them. And I'll always love Deal, New Jersey. I hope to stay here for as long as I can.
I didn't know, a shout out from Uri Adler and Ellie Race who are watching live. They're excited for the show. I didn't know there are year-round deal people.
Yeah, so that's a comment that we used to get like 15, 18 years ago. Like all our Brooklyn counterparts used to ask us, what do you do in Deal all year round? What do you possibly do there in November, December, January? But right now, the Deal community is absolutely blowing up. Families are moving from Brooklyn, dozens of them every single year. I'm on the board of Hillel Yeshiva, which is, our yeshiva where I went, where my kids go. And we are building buildings. We can't build them fast enough to house the amount of young new families that are coming here. So it's a growing community. We have so much going on, so many kosher restaurants now. The DSN is the local community center. Just things are blowing up over here. So yeah, there are a lot of people that live here all year round now.
Yeah, I saw on your website, your YMSL powered by DSN. Is that right?
Yes, it is. So when I became commissioner, which was before the 2019 season,
Michael Solomon says no one better than Norm. There's no one.
He's right, my Michael Saban. Nobody better than him. That we know. Legend. When I became commissioner, it was because the previous commissioner, who was the best commissioner we ever had, his name was Bobby Marabia. He ran the league for a long time, maybe 15, 16 years, something like that, maybe 20. I don't even know how long he ran the league for. He was getting exhausted from it because it's an exhausting job, and he was doing it all himself. So the local community center took over the league, which has been the biggest blessing in the world because I don't own the league.
What year was this around?
2019.
Wow, Sammy Saruya is in the house. The great Sammy Saruya just had, all he wanted to say was, yee!
He was talking to me a few minutes ago, actually. But having the DSN own the YMSL is huge because it just shows that everyone's replaceable. One day I won't be commissioner, someone else will be commissioner. When one person's doing it, they could make decisions based on the bottom line. And all we have to do for DSN is get close to breaking even, and we could get sponsorships and put all that money back into the league for all special promos, special things that we want to do, special events, dinner at the end of the year, make the draft the whole entire event. So that's how long I've been commissioner for, since 2019, and it is YMSL powered by DSN, as you said.
Got it. So basically, you're able to be 100% for the guys, as opposed
100%.
to 100% for the guys.
For the boys.
What's that, Avi?
For the boys is the new lingo.
The boys, yeah.
Well, right, YMSL is for the boys. That's for sure. And by the way, even when single people ran the league, it was never really a fully for-profit type of thing. It was always for the boys. And I think that's part of the mystique. I think that's part of the magic of what always made YMSL such a league that everyone wanted to be in, because it was just always something where everybody contributed. People on different teams, people from the same family on different teams, always looking to say, what can we do? Can I donate this? Can we add that? Look at this field. I found another umpire. Like, there was always people trying to help us succeed. And that's just part of the magic of the YMSL.
Yeah.
So how did you get the... Yeah, go ahead, Avi.
No, very quickly on the deal and Hillel side of things. So my dad is remarried to my stepmother Syrian. Robin Esquenazi is her name. So I'm very familiar with the Syrian community. They've been married now for almost 13 years. My dad is.
Are you impressed, Norm? Are you impressed?
Very good.
He dropped that name, Esquenazi, and you didn't bat an eyelash. I think Avi was expecting a reaction.
Her dad is Cuban, her mother's Syrian. So my father has a place in Deal also. So I'm there every summer for a bunch of weeks. It's truly awesome. And my father, now that he owns, goes there all the time. It's like his home away from home. So I see the community, and it's unbelievable.
So you see, it's a great place to come, even not in the summer, even on random weekends.
It's awesome. Although their Dougies are, it's a little bit. I don't know. Now I'm an Ashki, so I'm upstate the Dougies. So the Dougies isn't over there in Deal. It doesn't. And I was so excited last summer about Dougies. It's good, but it doesn't have the same standards. But anyways, funny story. Speaking of Hillel Yeshiva, so we have a player in our league, Moshe Feintach, Mo Feintach. I don't know if you recognize the name. So the way I was
all these names, Norm, you're supposed to say wow.
Which school is he from?
No. So, he's going to remember when I say the story. It was a bunch of years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago. No, if I'm not mistaken, you broadcast the championship game, right? So
yeah,
Moshe Feintach sends me his YouTube championship game. This must be at least 8-9 years ago. He was in Darche Yeshiva, and they were playing Hillel in the championship. And it was the year where Hillel won on the fly ball to left field that went over the left fielder's head like a walk-off. It was like a crazy walk-off win. I'm a close friend with Moshe Feintach, and I'm very into. I love softball. Obsessed. This is before HSL, before anything. And I would play that game over on repeat, just watch it. It was just a competitive, fun game. And that's how I really got introduced to this Norman Jemal character. Forget YMSL. It was through that YouTube video that Moshe Feintach sent me of Darche versus Hillel, the championship.
See, Avi, is it on YouTube? Can you pull it up? Can you send me the link? See if you can. We'll broadcast it on here. Avi, is Robin?
I would love to see that link. I would love to see.
Avi, is Robin your stepmom blonde and about 50 or so? Michael Solomon knows her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. So Norm, also hello from Edmund Beta. You really travel with an army.
My brother Harry and Mag David. It's a fully Syrian family we have going on.
Fully Syrian. We have not exactly. Your father is Ashki, but in 19 people watching concurrently is the most we've ever had. You really travel with an army. These guys really like you, it sounds like. Anyway, so how did you get the... Yeah,
I told you, these guys support me. That's why I love the league so much. Look at these players. They come out 1 p.m. mid-December just to show me support. So that's why I love them. They're great.
So how did you get... No, Avi, send me the link. I'm going to share screen. Send me the link. I'll share the screen, and we can watch it together. How did you get the call in 2019 to commission the prestigious YMSL?
Very, very surprising. A lot of people don't know this. There's a guy named Maurice Haber who is a legendary YMSL player, and he's been playing for 100 years. I remember him playing way before I even played. Great hitter. Now he might be one of the, I'm not saying it in a bad way, he might be one of the oldest guys in the league, right? He is one of the oldest. He might be the oldest guy in the league right now.
How old?
he's I don't know how old he is, but he has sons that have been playing in the league for 10, 15 years already.
So, closing in on 60.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
okay.
So basically, he called me and he made the shidduch, as we say. He said DSN is looking to take over the league. They want someone to run it. They're hesitant to take it over without having the right person to run it. And I didn't think I was the right person because from where to where, I never ran a league before. But sure enough, it worked out. And in the first year, I leaned on the players a lot. I remember my first video that I sent out to the league is that I said I want to change some rules. I want to change some behavior things. I want to change when we start the games. And I really need the help of the captains and the players. Is that me? Holy cow, look how young I look over there.
YMSL has really aged you.
Yes, it has. Look at the gray hairs I'm getting now. It's crazy. It's all from YMSL.
This is 2018. This is before you started with YMSL, correct?
Yes.
Wait, let's finish his story first. Yeah.
So Maurice Aber got me together with Lee Zakaria, who is a former teammate of mine on the 2013 champion Montreal Expos. And he is the president of DSN. And basically, he made the shidduch, and from there was history. We've been rocking and rolling ever since.
And you obviously had been a player in YMSL for many years. Okay, how many years had you been playing for when you got the call?
I played in 2000. Is my first year playing. 2000 or 2001. I played until 2016, and then I did not play in 17 or 18. I was, living in the city, didn't love the league at that moment. When you have 50 years, you have a lot of ups and downs. The league has gone through a lot over those 50 years. Has not been a straight line. There was a split. There was a remarriage. There was all sorts of things when you look back from 1976 to 2025 or 2026 now.
So, what did you say your first year was?
I played my first year, I think, in 2001 because I graduated in 2000. And usually when you graduate, the next year you play. So I would say 01. I was a scorekeeper before that.
So you're how old? 47?
I am 43 right now.
43. Okay, got it.
I was a
graduated
high
school.
99 and 98. I know that
really?
for sure because I remember the teams that won in those years. And when I was 6-7 years old, I remember my father playing in the league. I remember sitting on the beach chairs or on the bleachers or whatever, watching my dad play. So I've always been a part of it. But for 2 years, I took off in 2017 and 18. And then after the 18 year, they called me with Maurice Aber and Lee Zakaria and all those guys. And then I became the commissioner. We went full throttle from there.
Yeah, well, I have to say, you say there's been ups and downs. I only became familiar with YMSL probably less than a year ago. If you guys aren't in an up now, I don't know what to call it because the guys love it. They talk they love it. They love it by shitting on us. So it's one way. They talk about how much better YMSL is. So it certainly seems like you're doing an amazing job. So kudos to you and everybody at DSN. Let's take a look at this highlight. So Avi, where am I going?
It's a full game. It's a full game video. It's an hour.
Are we going to watch the full game now?
No, we're not watching an hour and a half.
So where should
I don't know. I guess I just found it funny. When he brought up Hillel, I remember it.
Wait, so Mo Feintech hits a home run in this?
No, Mo actually gets intentionally walked like 3 times by them. They wouldn't pitch them all game. But at the end, you can watch. Go to the end. You can watch. They had a walk.
Okay.
Left. Yeah.
You just scrolled ahead and back. I saw which game it was. Marty Anteby.
Yes.
Okay. Marty Anteby hits the walk-off shot to win this game. Marty Anteby won the World Series in YMSL and became the first person to be 3 generations to win the World Championship. His grandfather, his father, and him all won the World Series and are on the YMSL trophy.
And you're
this kid.
Wow, and wait, and he's announcing it? Norm is announcing this?
I'm announcing it with my nephew, Ronnie Towell, who's in the league right now.
Who calls the walk-off? Do you call the walk-off, Norm?
Yeah, I'm sure I do. Yeah, there I am. I'm interviewing at the end. Let's see. There it is. It looks like we're getting there.
This. 2-1.
Is this the guy who hits the walk-off?
Can't tell.
Number 1.
Number 1 hits the wall. Then we have number 12.
It's the last batter, obviously. So keep going until there's no more.
Oh, you know who's on the mound there, Dave? It's Dovey Olsson.
Really? And
what game is That's Marty, number 13. Yeah.
This is a championship game.
This is the kid who hits it? So we should watch now?
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's
see
what it sounds
like. Second that ground ball was hit. Here's the pitch to Anthony. Outside corner 0-1. Anthony 0 for 2 with a walk. Here's the fly ball. Hillel is going to win the World Series. Here comes DC rounding third, and Hillel wins the World Series. Marty Anthony with a long drive to left field, and Hillel wins the World Series 1-0.
Wow, that is awesome.
So the guy rounding third, his name is DC, David DC Cohen. He hit one of the most iconic shots in YMSL history, a 16-inning semifinal game. The other team finally scored in the top of the 16th. That's what everyone forgets. And then in the bottom of the 16th, he hit a shot with bases loaded. First guy scored easily. And the second guy, David Farka, the fastest guy in the league, comes from second base, rounds third, and gets right under the tag. We have a freeze shot. You still can't tell if he's safe or out, but he's safe. And David DC Cohen hit that walk-off shot also. He's the one who scored in that clip.
Wow.
That's something else that you guys have, by the way. You guys have shot. I don't know how you get the angles. The angles are amazing. Like, every single clip is awesome. It's angled perfectly. I mean, I'm assuming you have a couple different angles and videos and cameras going on, but it's a great angle at every play, no?
Yeah, well, we train our scorekeepers, which is probably the hardest thing in the world to do, especially with guys that are stat-obsessed sometimes, but we train them. Most important is to get the play on video, because from the video, we could correct anything. We could see anything. We could you put it as a double, but really he was out at second, so it's really a single, whatever. We could fix all of that, but you got to get the video, and it took a few years. You look at some of the highlights from 2019, 2020, I can't believe that's what we put out. They're horrible. They're very bad, but they get
the games live. Are the games live streamed also?
No, I don't live stream the games. Maybe once in a while, in a certain circumstance, I would. But in general, I refuse to live stream the games because I want people at the field. I want everyone to be there and watch, because every year when we're doing something, it's going to be history. It's going to be something you remember. We remember by year. We remember Zach Ashkenazi, shake and bake, that 5-run inning that nobody saw coming. Everyone in YMSL knows that play. I don't have to describe it. They know exactly what I'm talking about, of Zach hitting that home run. Everyone knows Farka scoring that play that I said. There's just so many different moments that you have to be there. And it's not the same if you're watching on a live stream, sitting at your desk. You want to come see the game? You got to be there and watch the game. Now, if there was a rain delay and some crazy circumstance and we had to play on a Wednesday at 5 all of a sudden, then maybe I would consider it, but very, very hesitant to do so.
And what is the scorekeeper filming with?
iPhone.
Okay. Isaac Cohen, his comments, he's very impressed that we're softball ready in December. That's how we roll. We're ready to go. There are too many comments to even mention.
By the way,
you're getting a lot of love, Norm. Yeah.
Hank DeWeck, who is deep in the softball underground, as I call it, wants to talk softball 14 months a year. He taught me that iPhone cameras are as good as professional cameras that you're going to buy if you do it the right way and transfer the files the right way. So we were at one point going to invest and spend a few $1,000s and then give them to these 14-year-old kids to film. Like, we were struggling with that. And then he's like, no, you just got to teach them the right way to do it. So
1 second. So the scorekeeper is filming with the iPhone, and then how's he keeping score?
He's hustling.
No, but on pen and paper on a separate phone, how's he doing that?
No, it could be separate phone or same phone, but he's filming
They're
each
going
at
back and forth. Okay,
yeah.
And using Game Changer or?
Good question.
I hate Game Changer.
I have to refer to my assistant commish Mocas on that because he handles all this technical stuff for me.
And you're too high up on the totem pole to know this stuff. You deal with like player salaries, TV right deals,
it's
strikes,
not that I'm too
unions.
high up. It's that technology is very frustrating for an old guy like me.
43, come on.
I don't get it when they're talking in these terms, and I just want the stuff to work. Just tell me, why isn't the stat going from the phone to the website in real time? I don't know why. Figure it out. I don't speak that language, so that's why Mocas is a huge blessing for me. He handles all of that type of stuff.
What is his full name?
Morris Casson.
Morris Casson.
His father was also in the league. He is in the league, and he's basically running the league with me at this point. He's probably my heir apparent. He's my exit strategy.
He's your exit strategy.
This is very cool with the highlights. They're just having the kids' video because then afterward they do the voiceover with all the highlights.
Yeah.
Well, something by the way that I would really want to do for us eventually when it gets to
is what, Avi?
No, I mean they have the kids. They're doing they're videoing the highlights, but just videoing, and then afterwards he'll go through it and he'll voice over all the he'll break up all the games and voice over every single at bat from every single game.
Who will do that?
Commish.
Really?
You see, I'm not so high up on the totem pole anymore.
No, I was just impressed with the time commitment. Wow. No wonder the guys love you.
Yeah. It's a lot of time, but that's what makes it great. You want to see the game.
Michael Solomon says, congrats to Mocas, next commissioner. He's getting a pay raise. So for those of us, let's give a little more background on YMSL for those of us who don't know so much about it. So you guys play in Deal. The games are in Deal, I understand. Is that right?
Correct.
You start in what month of the year?
So this year we're starting right after Passover because Passover is early. Passover is, I think, April 1st to the 9th, or the 8th at night. So I think we're starting April 12th this year. Many times we'll do a week or two before Passover and then finish after. I love it when it's like this, so we could go straight through. We'll start April 12th.
And then it ends what? Go ahead, Avi. Sorry.
They're the second to craziest league when it comes to starting in the cold. You know, that's we always get that. They're like everyone who plays like whoever like Ellie Race, for example, right? So he played in our Sunday league for a few years.
We love Ellie Race.
He finally gets into YMSL, but he still managed to got a couple of weeks in our league last year because we started like the second week of March, and you guys started like the fourth week of March.
Yeah,
and everyone always makes fun that we started 25-degree weather. David has his own opinions on the early start, but
my favorite thing at the end of the year when I do the year in review is showing the championship team in the freezing cold with the beanies and the earmuffs, and then switching right away to that 100-degree day in the World Series when they're winning the World Series. Like you gotta run the gamut. You gotta win in the cold. You gotta win on the bad field that we have, and then you gotta win on the main field that we have. I love that.
Right. No, I was gonna say, David, your sheet to here is that as long as it's not raining and it's clear, like you got to take advantage of those no rain weeks. Okay, so it's 40 degrees instead of 60 degrees or 38 instead of 58. You put on a sweatshirt, you put on a hat, and you play softball.
So wait, so you guys start April this year right after Passover, and then you go until September, or it's a spring league?
Spring. Yeah.
It's a spring league. Okay, got it.
Most of the teams will end in early June, and the World Series will end in early July. July 4th we ended last year.
Okay, so you're brushing up. You don't have Catskills Hawk and stuff because everybody's in Deal.
I don't know what that means. What did you just say?
We aim to finish up at the end of June or before the end of June because people go to the Catskill Mountains.
Oh, Catskills. Okay,
yeah. Yeah. People go to the bungalows, people this, people that. So we really, and now we'll get into this.
A couple weeks earlier also.
Yeah, and now we'll get into this also, the RSK tournament, which we're, budgeting out of our schedule for people to go to. We're really trying to end June 15th, that Sunday. And RSK seems like it's June 22nd. Then June 29th, a lot of people are packing up. We have kids who are 18, 19 going to working camps. We have parents who are going to bungalow colonies. So try to end that.
As you mentioned earlier, we are the summer place. So everyone from Brooklyn that's commuting to us in April and May, by June, they're coming to Deal anyway. So this is where they're coming. So it works out great. We're not up against anything like that. And yeah, people travel, but I know people in this league that went to sleepaway camp or wherever they went for, towards the end of the season, and they would come back every Sunday morning, leave wherever they were at 4 a.m. to get to the field in time for the games at 9 a.m. Once you're in the playoffs, if you don't show up to a game, you will be shamed, hard feathered for many, many years to come. So, once you make the commitment to join, you really got to be there unless something is out of your control.
And how many regular season games is it?
It is 14 regular season games, doubleheaders.
And it's 7 doubleheaders. Okay.
Yeah, 7 doubleheaders.
7 innings?
7 inning games.
Okay, and then playoffs. Okay, so how many teams are in the league?
8 teams in the league. It's gone up to, I think, 11 at one point. It's gone down. I mean, it used to, in the 70s and 80s, it was 4, then 6, then 7, then 8. So it's always based on demand and what we can handle in terms of fields, umpires, and things like that. But we've been at 8 for a good little while now. We're going to be at 8 this upcoming year also.
How many players per team? Now let's get into this hockey.
12 players per team, 96
12 per team.
Yeah.
So what do they do in the playoffs and World Series? Some guys get have to sit.
Yeah, I mean it's a draft league, so the first round pick isn't going to sit. Everyone has to play in every game in the regular season. In the playoffs, that all goes out the window. But I can't even name a time when someone didn't basically play everyone, even in Game 5 of the World Series, even in the last game, because as you go in the season, everyone forms their roles. There are some guys that are just great defensively, and we have some guys in the later leagues, in the later rounds, that are as good defensively as a first-round pick. We have some defensive specialists in this league. We have a guy named Ruby Saka, doesn't really hit. He is the best. He is one of the best infielders I've ever seen in my life. So,
is he related to Abe Saka?
They're all related at some point, but no, he's not related to Abe Saka. Abe Saka, by the way, injured this year, tore his ACL, and is out for this season. That's big news for the YMSL.
Wow, well, that's BS, because he just wrote, you're missing your kid's bar mitzvah for YMSL, and it's something like a torn ACL is keeping him out is kind of weak sauce.
I could say Abe Saka, unless he was injured, I could probably say he's my age exactly. We went to school together. He has never missed a YMSL game. No shot.
Dave, I'll tell you this also. I mean, I'm sure it's true, but many people have told me, even if you're getting married on a Sunday night, is this true? I don't know. People have told me if you're wedding Sunday night, you're showing up Sunday morning to play softball. Is that?
So you spoke about your mother that married you spoke about your dad that married a Syrian woman, right?
Yeah.
So we have a guy, an absolute legend that played in the 80s, Jackie Braha. Probably in everyone's top 5 if you mention the best players to ever play in the Syrian community softball, and he married an Ashkenaz woman. So the thing with Syrians is we'll say like, we put on the invitation, the ceremony's at 4, but everyone knows the ceremony's not till 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I don't know why it's like that, but that's the way it is. He had a daytime wedding with an Ashkenaz family. Daytime at 2 p.m. He showed up 2 hours late to his own wedding because he had a World Series doubleheader that morning. But in general, if it's your own wedding or if your own honeymoon, yeah, you're gonna miss. If you have a bar mitzvah of your nephew and you're going to Israel for 10 days, yeah, you're gonna miss a week. But we know about it from before the season. But besides for that, not every team is full strength every week. The beat goes on. That's why we have 12 players. We don't do replacements. Unless someone gets injured for the year and they were a top player. You have to be first 2 rounds or a pitcher to get replaced. Otherwise, we just keep going. You have 12 guys for a reason. Draft accordingly. Think of everything. Think of what you're going to do if your pitcher doesn't show up, and go from there.
What position did you play in your prime?
I didn't have a prime. I was a 9th round pick my entire life. When I was a kid, I was a center fielder and I was very fast. But when I got to YMSL, in order to get any playing time, I had to catch. And I never caught before in my life. I was one of the best ones on my Hillel Yeshiva team, but they put me to catcher. And most people use catcher and then they get to first or they get to where they normally would be. I actually fell in love with the position. I loved it. And in those days, the catchers stunk. They couldn't even catch the ball. I loved it. I embraced it. My brother Jacob is in the league now. He has changed the position completely as catcher. He's a game changer over there. He has some highlight reel plays at the plate. And now I can honestly tell you, we have 7, 8 catchers in the league. They're all excellent now. It's completely different. But I was not a good player. I didn't have a great career. I was not a good hitter, but I was a very good catcher. I was captain a couple of times. I won a championship, and I always loved the league.
Yeah. So there are, if I understand correctly, so there's 4 games every Sunday, right? 2 doubleheaders.
No,
wait, did I get that right? There's 4 double.
8 games every Sunday. 4 doubleheaders.
There's 4 doubleheaders every Sunday, and then you do a voiceover of all 8 games. So you're spending over 10 hours announcing those games after the fact.
Yeah, I take all the clips, I put them together. I'm sure there's an AI way to make it easier and more efficient, but I've learned how to do it pretty quickly. And I do it mostly at night. I go late at night, and I just, I knock them out. I give out one highlight. I try to give out by Monday, and then I get on a roll by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I always like to test myself, like, can I get 3 of them done on Monday? But then I'm going to distribute it slowly. I like to keep everyone excited every single day. Let me give you something on Monday. Let me give you something on Tuesday, then on Wednesday, instead of just, boom, sending it all out at once. But, yeah, it's a ton of time. It's not all voiceovers because I go from field to field, and I bring my phone with me, and out of nowhere, you'll be in the middle of your at-bat, and you'll hear my voice and my phone in your face. I like to get close also. So Hashem has been good to me. I've been able to just take a few foul balls off my body. That's it.
You guys use the gold ball. That's a dangerous venture you're doing over there.
Yeah, we use the gold ball. The other ball doesn't go anywhere, so I don't know. The other ball gets it just dies out a little bit.
The gold clincher, Avi, not the green dot thing.
Yeah,
No, not the green dot thing.
We have all controversy because now that we started in South Florida, all those guys all play green dot. And now we started there with what we call mush ball. So we went from green dot, which is like all the way on one extreme,
too much,
all the way on the other. And now it's like this whole controversy of go back to the green dot. And the basic idea where everyone's saying is let's settle on the gold clincher. So we haven't done it yet, but that's what we're holding possibly.
It seems the most logical. The green dot is ridiculous. You can't play with that thing. That thing will kill somebody. That's like crazy. Using metal bats and the pitcher's throwing underhand. If God forbid he gets hit in that's a serious danger. I would never play with that. We never did. Even in high school, we never played with that. I never played one game with that ball.
So then the format for the playoffs. So you have 14 regular season games, and then you get to the playoffs, and there's a 5-game World Series.
Okay, so the format for the playoffs has been a topic of much, much discussion in the YMSL. For a couple of years, they had 6 teams making the playoffs. 6. But 6 is when we had 9 teams in the league, 10 teams in the league, 11 teams in the league. When you only have 8 teams, I cannot go to sleep saying number 6 team in the league gets to play in the playoffs. You didn't earn anything. There's usually one team that's total, not competitive. To me, every game's got to matter. You got to have competition at every game. It can't become a joke where you're in by week 3. So we turned it into a 5-game format where the 4 plays the 5, either in one game or a 2 out of 3 series, depending on, now we're doing 2 out of 3 series. And then we go to our semifinals, which is 2 out of 3. And then World Series, 3 out of 5.
So how many Sundays is the 3 out of 5 on?
We'll do, it's a few different ways it's worked out. We do doubleheader on a Sunday. We'll do game 3 on Friday afternoon. And then we'll do 4 and 5 on Sunday. However, lately, we've had either a fast day or July 4th, and I've been able to break it up where game 5 could be a standalone game, which is awesome.
That would be unbelievable, yeah. We have Solly S says we need to switch to the gold ball for Monday nights. Breaking news, Solly is joining our Monday night league. And, Solly has always been very adamant that the YMSL is better than our Monday night league. So we're going to see. Solly's going to get some good intel on that. Uri Adler says he came once to Monday night, hit 5 home runs, drove home, and never came back. That was Uri's experience. There's no video to tell the tale, so we don't know.
He was on my team. I do appreciate Uri coming down. He helped us get a very big win against a very good pitcher in Steve Pollen, so that was very much appreciated.
I will say that if you are using that yellow or green dotted ball, please call Uri Adler at Bluestone Brokerage and get covered. There's no better insurance company than Bluestone Brokerage. Please do that.
I don't know. That's a tough one because we have a sponsor who is a different competing insurance company.
He's a good guy though. I like it. Aaron Gordon Companies.
Gordon Companies.
Yeah, that's all good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We love Uri though. We're big fans. Let's take a little intermission for a second. We have a game here. We call it Fast Five. I'm going to ask you 5 questions very, very quickly. You have to answer with your gut. If you don't answer with your gut, it doesn't mean anything.
I think I can handle it. Go for it.
Sammy Soroya or Zach Ashkenazi?
Right now, it's still Zach. Zach is not down from his prime yet, but Sammy, after 1 year, this guy is going to be very special.
Joe G or Farka?
That's tough. That is literally as close as it gets.
Your instinct. You see, the game is harder than you thought. The game is harder.
They're so interchangeable. I would allow a replacement one for the other. Joe G has won 2 championships. Farka also. I'll go Farka because he's a lefty. I'll like that in my lineup. Give me the lefty power.
Give me the lefty. Max or Nate B?
I'm going Nate B. Even though Max is a little bit more competitive and Nate B is a little bit on this, Serrano in Major League 2 when he gets a little soft and he catches the bird and you know what I'm talking about, Major League 2. Nate B has seemed to have gotten into some less competitive fire lately, but I'm still going Nate B because of that one pitch that doesn't spin. I love that pitch.
I was about to say, I've only faced Nate B in one league, and all the SYs call it a beer league in the fall and Coyle, where apparently he doesn't throw like he usually throws. But he definitely thrown that pitch. That pitch was unbelievable. One of the craziest. Yeah. The only pitch that's similar is Huda Koenig's, like they call it the non-floater floater, where it rises but it then freezes midair. Very similar, but Nate B throws it super fast.
I'm not sure Nate B could even tell you if he was at Coyle on that week. When he's playing in that league at Coyle, I'm not sure if he's aware of all his senses, to tell you the truth.
All right, who are you taking? 2024 Rookie of the Year, Solly Esses, or 2025 Rookie of the Year, Ellie Race? Friends of both of ours.
Solly Esses.
Ellie Race gets spanked on the podcast.
No, not at all.
We have a video. We have a video of Ellie Race striking out looking. If you want, we can pull it up. If not,
where is that from? Because it's not in YMSL. I don't think he struck out looking in YMSL, did he?
No, I'm going to get to it in a minute. We had an all-star game. There's a softball league in Muncie where Race comes from. We had an all-star game versus Muncie in Muncie, and Ellie struck out looking. Edmund Beta wants to know, what about the 2023 Rookie of the Year? Who is that? Was that Edmund Beta?
He is.
But he's a pitcher.
Yeah, he's a pitcher.
He doesn't count. All right, last question. This is a toughie. 5th game of the YMSL World Series. Bottom of the 7th. Your team's down 4-3, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs.
Bad. I hate when you do that.
Why? Because you can walk him. Bases loaded. And you mean even bases loaded? No, you're down 4-3. Bases loaded.
2 out is better.
Fine. Right. Bases loaded. Who do you want coming up to the plate? Uri Adler or Hank Dweck?
I'll go Uri Adler.
Oh, very good.
I'll go Uri Adler. I don't know why. I feel like because bases loaded, base hit, give me Uri. Hank may try to overhit the ball, 4 outfielders, someone will run down and get it.
Who is Rosenberg E4T? He says HSL didn't do well in that game. I don't know if that's Yossi.
It's either Avrami or Yossi. Avrami plays the YMSL. Could be it's Avrami. I don't know.
So you're taking Uri. Uri's so easy. Yanks S23 says Uri.
HSL did. HSL actually won that game.
Don't worry, Abby. Don't worry. It's called trolling. It's called trolling. It's called rage bait. So getting into that, I want to get. How much time do you have, Mr. Norm? You're good. Okay. Let's get into a very, very political issue. At the HSL, we love collaborating with other leagues. We had a beautiful collaboration with the MSL. We shipped 30 guys up to Muncie. We had an all-star game. We split. and round 3 never happened because it was rained out. RSK, we make sure to have off on Sunday. We've got Avi, how many guys did we have go to RSK last year? 20, 25?
You got to be at least 25 to 30, yeah.
25 to 30. You know, we love collaborating. So whenever I mention to any of the guys we should have an all-star game with them at YMSL, first they tell me that they're going to whoop our asses. And we'd be so humiliated we'd never play softball again. But then they say they'll never do it because their schedule is way too complicated to be able to have an all-star game with us.
I think, and I always thought this way, all-star games are very overrated. I don't think anyone actually cares when you get there. We certainly don't care about it. We care about our league. We don't care about playing. We have a night league. We don't care about playing the night league. Brooklyn used to ask us to play. We just, it's not that I'm sure we could find the time to play. I'm sure we could schedule it. People are playing 12 months a year now, but when I get my 12 guys there, I'm not going to get the 12 guys as they are on a Sunday morning in YMSL when all the chips are on the table. I'm just not going to get it.
What about on a Thursday night?
To care and pitch with his passion, or you need to pitch as hard as he can on an all-star game against Muncie as you can Sunday morning at Fireman's West. You just can't do it. So, and to me, it's all like, I don't get the point either. I don't get the appeal of the all-star games. We just started doing it recently.
Oh yeah,
within our league. We didn't. I wouldn't even do it for 3 or 4 years in the YMSL. I wouldn't even do it. I'm like, I don't know. It's a stupid game. It doesn't even mean anything. I like games that mean things. You know. We just started doing it the last couple of years, and thanks to Teddy Ishak, he donates a couple of tickets to the MVP, to the Ranger games. Great seats. We go. We buy them a nice Salt Steakhouse dinner, which is like a top steakhouse.
So we know of Salt. We know of Salt.
So we make it a great thing. But there's very, very few people, probably only the softball underground, that would care about such a game. The regular
so Norm, I have to very, very, very respectfully push back and say that this all-star game we had with Muncie, Avi, what do you think? It was one of the most intense games I was ever at. I mean, I've never been to a YMSL game, so it would pale in comparison to a YMSL regular season game. But there's a lot of bragging rights on the line.
You could have the bragging rights. We don't care about the bragging rights. Like, we don't care. We really
Aaron Dweck says the right guys from YMSL would be all in. Aaron Dweck is already lobbying to be an all-star game selection.
Aaron Dweck is Hank Dweck. He would play.
Well, that's Hank.
Yeah, he would play 365 days a year. He, as good as he is for YMSL, he still doesn't get the full appeal of YMSL. He's still a guy that just wants to play softball at every moment of his life, at every time, in every league. You know, like things like that. Bring your own team, all sorts of nonsense he'll do.
Ellie Race, who played in the All-Star game and struck out looking, by the way, commented that the All-Star game was YMSL Week 1 intensity.
Ellie Race is one of the best additions. Like, sometimes you get these guys, you don't know. I never met him. You don't know what you're going to get. And he has been a great addition. Great. He was hanging out with his team all year. I remember when he went to Monmouth Cards to pick up his baseball card pack, and he was with his teammates going to the store. It was like a celebrity team sighting of that whole entire Stratton team going to pick up their cards. I love Race.
So let's get into that. There's some mystique around getting into the YMSL. Like, I know Jojo Levy was like, I don't know if you know who he is, and so he commented that, like, he's like, mention my name, and somebody's like, oh, you just want Norm to know your name, you know, just so it's in his head. What is the mystique of getting in? How do you get into the YMSL?
It's just you have to apply when the link comes out, and then we always give precedence to the returning players, so it's always a numbers game. We see how many spots we have. This year, I know we have at least one spot. AB.
Sammy Soroya wants an all-star game.
Okay, good. He could carpool in the Tesla with Hank Dweck.
What did you say?
He could go in the Tesla with Hank Dweck and go carpool to the all-star game. Just don't put YMSL on your shirt that day. You're not representing our league when you do that. So, wait, what would we say to get in?
The mystique of how you get in, you apply.
You apply. You don't apply, you sign up, and then we see how many spots we have. It's just a numbers game. Some years we have 15 spots. Some years we have 3 spots. So, it always goes from there.
So there's no skill requirement to getting in? I was under the impression that it is a premium league that you had to get accepted to.
No, if you're in last year, you're in this year. I mentioned there's a couple of 60-year-old guys that are in the league. To get in as a new person, I'm very involved in Hillel still. I coach some of the teams over there. So I sort of know a couple of those guys that are coming up each and every year and who are going to be joining the league. Sammy Soroya actually did not go to Hillel, but we played against him, and you could tell from a mile away what kind of player he was. So you just wait for these guys to graduate, and then hopefully they join the league.
Understood. Got it. So, Avi, I think what Norm is saying is that I have a chance of getting into the YMSL if I play my cards right.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, as I think Gretzky said, or Jordan, or somebody great said something like that. So you have to sign up first, and then we go from there.
Got it. So there will be no YMSL sanctioned All-Star game, is what you're saying?
Not against another league, no.
You're saying it's a mistaken understanding what YMSL is to consider an All-Star game. It's like a misunderstanding of the community.
I don't know if I'm saying that. I just don't think I don't know what the purpose of the game is. I don't get that. We're not in your league. You're not in our league. What's the point? I don't get it.
Let me think about that. What's the point of playing? Let's do this like a Gemara. What's the point of playing softball to begin with? Let's start at the beginning.
There's a few points of playing softball. There's the camaraderie. There's the you're seeing your friends. You're blowing off some steam, and then the competition of the game.
I think the All-Star game meets all 4 of those requirements.
I don't see the competition of the game in an All-Star game. I don't think I would never care about a game like that. Me personally.
Avi, what are your thoughts on the matter? Norm is not budgeable. He's not budgeable.
I was actually going to say, I think that's a testament to his passion and basically his community that he's built. Like that, I was about to say, like the fact that Norm can't even like fathom like why would that game mean anything means that he's built a community that's so tight knit that like this is us. YMSL is us. Like that's like you want to win YMSL. Like why would you care to like play against another league in another state and another 2 hours away? Like why is that?
Yeah, I would never care to do that, but I didn't build it. I mean, I am part of the community.
No, that's what I mean.
The league was here before me. The league was here before I was born. We just go through this league. This is what we do. This is the biggest thing we could do softball-wise is win the YMSL World Series. That's the biggest thing we could do. And then you want to win it again. And then you start looking at the leaderboard. Who won it 7 times? Who won it 6 times? Who won it 5 times? How many more years in my prime do I have in order to get more? What year did I let get away? Every great player tells me they should have one more because they let this one slip away. They drafted bad that year. That's all we care about softball.
Wait, that explains perfectly why like YMSL is not even a question to like cancel an RSK Sunday, or if theoretically it ran, well, maybe cares might be different. I don't know, but theoretically ran into cares, like that probably explains the same thing. Like, okay, it's a tournament, guys love it, it's a lot of fun, but like YMSL, like it's a community. It's different. It's it's a different. Okay, you win an RSK tournament, it's great. You feel good. You feel like you're the best of softball, but there's something special to winning the YMSL. It's a almost 50 year now community that they built. I mean, I can't say I understand that. I don't understand it. But I think it's a testament to show how strong and how tight this community could build somebody to be, which I think is great to start from the top for now.
So on another note, you got to tell us about these trading cards. Somebody else brought it up to me the other day. And what is it all about? What's the hawk? What's the hype?
Okay, so the trading cards are part of something that we created maybe 3 years ago called the YMSL store, which is every year for a 2-week period only, very, very limited. We sold 6 or 7 items on the YMSL store, and they were the most random items you could ever think of. One of them is the hoodie. I always wear a hoodie whenever I can. I'm very comfortable in this. So we had a regular item like a YMSL embroidered hoodie. You could buy it for however many dollars and whatever. But then we would throw in some randoms, like a dime cup with the YMSL on it. A shot glass with one of the famous scorekeepers. One of the kids has a great personality. and his name was Joe Dweck. We called him J Money, so we wrote it's J Money time somewhere. Like fun things like that. And again, we had a few people behind it, like my brother Jacob, Zach Ashkenazi, Morris Casson. These guys all would think of ideas. This is good for the store. And still today, we say this is good for this year's store. And then every year, we would have one premier item. But again, it's the most random thing you could think of. The first year, we did a cone, a parking cone, orange highway cone, YMSL on it. Limited edition. The whole thing is that there's only 8 of them in the world, and we will never make it again. You buy it today, and that's it. No one else could buy them, and they sell out. Then we did a bowling pin. Like, you can't make this stuff up. A bowling pin with YMSL. And then this past year was the best one. We got a 53-gallon barrel. A barrel like you put rum or whiskey or wine in a humongous barrel with YMSL on top of it. That one I bought myself. I have it in my backyard. It's unbelievable.
What do you have in there, Norm? What do you have in there?
My kid puts all his basketballs and all the equipment that's always all over the grass. He puts it all in there. And then this past year, Morris Casson came up with the idea of let's do baseball cards. But he's so creative. He's actually a genius in some ways, because he took old famous cards, the designs that like we grew up with. You'll remember some of them, and he turned them into our players. And we didn't just do our best players; we went random again. Couple of the greats, couple of randoms. I have one that I have today here. After we made the cards, we got each player to sign one of them, and then we put them in packs. And then you had to go to Mammoth Cards and pick them up. Mammoth Cards is a sponsor of ours, Nathan Zolta. So this one, if you have any older viewers, they'll recognize this, or any collectors. This is a copy of the famous Mickey Mantle card. I don't know if you could see it.
That's Solomon?
It's a 1952 Mickey Mantle card. It's like worth millions if you have the mantle. This is worth more, because this is a Michael Saban Solomon card, and he signed it 1 of 1. And I had this on borrow from Joe G. Joe G pulled this card, and he gifted it to Michael Saban. But I got my hands on it just for this podcast to show you that I'm holding it right here. The 1 of 1 in plastic. But we have one of John. I don't have it with me. John Eliezer.
I was about to say, you couldn't stop talking about it.
Oh, how did you wait, you have John Eliezer?
I don't have his here. John's is similar to this. This is Carlos Abadi with the Mexico flag. John.
Oh, so you put the Moroccan flag.
Yeah. One of my favorite players, Dan O'Towell. But again, the designs of these are all copies from real cards over the course of the year. Over the course of the
Who's
decade.
coming up with the designs? Monmouth Trading Cards or whatever it's called, the store?
Morris Casson is coming up with all the designs.
Morris Casson, okay.
And then the backs. We have the real stats on the backs, real stories. So these were a huge hit at the YMSL store. So we're going to bring them back, a whole new edition this upcoming year also.
I think that's something we should look into, Avi. Unfortunately, our stats are not nearly as robust as yours are, but that's a really cute idea that I think people would get a kick out of.
It's fun. And people who don't get picked to be on a card keep asking, how come I wasn't on a card? Why didn't I get one?
What's the story about John Eliezer and falafel balls? People keep making that reference.
I don't know that. I don't know what that means, but I am happy that you accepted the shipment of John Eliezer down to Florida when we had to send him down over there. I hope you got the sister package of the gallon of Tylenol that we sent along with him.
I also have regards from somebody who was before your time as commissioner, but said you might know him, Jared Schulman, who's playing in South Florida. Yeah, he's still playing center field, and he's got great D out there.
Jared Schulman is a YMSL champion as a center fielder. I believe he was center field on that team that he won with. That team was a very under the radar team. No one expected them to win. They came out of nowhere. And credit to Schulman. I want to say 2010, 11, somewhere near there. I want to say that he won the whole championship. Maybe later.
All right, we have about 10 minutes. I actually have to go in 10 minutes. I'm going to ask you one more question, then I'm going to ask our big audience if anybody has any questions. What's your biggest struggle? This is shop talk now. What's your biggest struggle as commissioner?
My biggest struggle as commissioner is that I played in the league with a lot of these guys, and I'm friendly with a lot of them. I go out to dinner with a lot of them. But then when something comes up that you have to be fair about for the league, that's the biggest struggle. When you have to text somebody that you learn with in the morning, or you go out to dinner with, or your kids are in the same class, and you got to call them and tell them you're suspended for a game because of how you treated the umpire or because of this or that. That's my biggest struggle, because I'm not a principal. I'm not better behaved than any of them when I'm on the field either. But we have to hold ourselves to a standard. We have to remember what's going on in the world, especially when we're dealing with umpires, that we're all Jewish, and you know, it all goes in the garbage if you're going to make a Hilul Hashem and berate an umpire, and then everything that we're talking about goes down the garbage can.
Sure.
So that's my biggest struggle, when you have to all of a sudden make it like you're the principal of the classroom, because you have to, like, quote unquote, discipline somebody that you're basically friends with and the same age as.
What did have you suspended people?
Yeah, here and there, not every year, but once in a while, a game suspension, a 2-game suspension. Things get testy. We went through a period in the mid 2010, like that era, where there was arguing on every single play. People would say, "Oh, this guy left second base early," appeal, like they try to sell certain like Bush League type of things, and then the games get testy, and the games get. But it's so much better now than it was 15 years ago. Everyone has definitely understood that umpire makes the call, we accept it. But sometimes when things get out of hand, you have to suspend somebody. Yeah, we're not afraid to do that.
Yeah. Edmund Beta wants to know when registration is opening. He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
We usually open registration around New Year's Day, somewhere near there. Some years a couple days early, a couple days later.
All right. Doesn't look like anybody has any questions. Avi, anything else from you before we say goodbye to Mr. Norm?
No, I think this was awesome. We really appreciate you coming on. I will say that, like I said earlier, from the players who we know from YMSL, they talk about YMSL like it's their Gan Eden when it comes to softball, which I think is a tremendous testament to the league, the current commissioner, the former commissioners, and the community as a whole. I honestly think it's something that we're very much trying to emulate, right? This past fall, we did a draft tournament. The Five Towns community, there's no concept of a draft, ever. 30, I don't know how many years has the Croton League been around, 30, 40 years, before we took over, even when we took over. And really, I would say strictly because of what you guys built, and we see the Hall of Fame celebrations and the draft parties and all that stuff, like it's a tremendous inspiration for us sort of to try it. And it was a tremendous success, thank God. And hopefully, slowly but surely, hopefully we break it more into the Five Towns community. But really, it's a big thank you. Like obviously you the last 7 years, but your former commissioners and, the starter of YMSL, what you guys are doing is a tremendous inspiration to make things, our slogan officially is HSL, where sports becomes community, to make it more than just softball, to make it a community. Like you were saying, people.
Great. That's a great slogan, by the way.
Hey, David came up with it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where people show up to games, Sunday mornings, and I see on the videos. I'm a softball obsessed softball guy.
Where do you get the videos, by the way? On YouTube, or where are the voiceovers? That's all on YouTube. That's on YouTube. Okay.
I'm watching every game, every highlight. I'm a softball junkie myself. I pitch, and a lot of friends will play there. So like, it's impressive to see. Even if it's 15, 20 people sitting on the bleachers in 45-degree weather. It's amazing. Like we would never even like it's not even a thought to come out, a lot of times in Sunday, like by us, like maybe a championship game at night, if we make an event with food and whatever, we'll get 30, 40, 50 people, but like a Sunday morning in 45 degrees, like never. So like, it's just a very inspirational thing to see. And as a softball guy that's like super obsessed and now doing this full time, is something that we're really trying to emulate. And, we appreciate everything the YMSL does. And it really helps us in a way, with the cards and all the stuff for the community. So I just want to, say thank you and appreciate you.
It's funny, Avi, you mentioned the draft. Not only would we not allow a bring your own team, we don't even allow 2 guys to be together as captains. If you and your brother are dying to play with each other, we say draft them around early if you want them. Otherwise, someone else is going to take them, because it's got to be fair. Otherwise, if you want the intensity and you want the real competition, it's got to be fair. Everyone goes in the pot. We're going to pick 8 captains that we think we could trust and go and draft your team. And if you need to be with your own brother or your cousin or the center fielder that you always play with or your personal catcher, draft them early, make a trade, do what you have to do to get them. Because
how do you handle
anybody?
How do you handle? First of all, do you let pitchers be captains, and also how do you handle talent differential among captains?
So we've let pitchers be captains here and there. It's a great question because it's a little tricky. It's a little different when the captain has to make certain decisions and be the only one that talks to the umpire and decide who's playing, and he's also pitching. Sometimes it gets to be a little too much for one guy, but there's certain players that can handle it. Abe Saka has been a captain. B has been a captain, but as good of a pitcher as he is, he's not succeeded as a captain. Maxi D does not want to be a captain because he knows he's got to focus on pitching. And then how do we handle the difference in talent is the committee gets together and we say, this guy's a first rounder, this guy's a third rounder. And then that's their draft pick in that particular round. Smart. So we have a 9th round captain and we have a first round captain.
That's really, Avi, that's very interesting. Sully S wants to know if you have fields this year. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Yeah, we always struggle with which fields we're going to be using. Thank God we're looking okay this year. Yes, local jurisdictions, as I'm sure you guys are learning everywhere. I'm sure Florida up to Muncie to everywhere in between. Dealing with the local jurisdictions is very, very challenging.
That's David's role. Getting fields in Queens and 5 towns are very lucky. We have 2 fields that are very consistent with us, but like in Sunday mornings, we have teams from Queens, West Hempstead, 5 towns.
Yeah, but our 5 towns, we have the consistent fields, but like everybody's got their own Michigas. They love rainouts. They're addicted to rainouts. There's a sprinkle of rain at 1:00 and they're like, games are off. It could be
the worst.
It's
the worst thing of how much easier would it be if you just had your own fields? I wish I had my own fields.
Like the good thing with the Queens fields, even though they're complete garbage, is that I could get there on a Saturday night at 7:00 and work the field for 6 hours and get it ready. These parks in North Woodmere and 5 towns, like it rains like for an hour at 12:00 on the game day, and they'll cancel it, and the field's perfect. Like,
and sometimes they don't let you fix the field. Sometimes
never. We're not allowed to touch those fields.
Yeah,
we can't. We touch it. Our permit's gone.
Yeah, so
the 5 towns, yeah,
and like every player in my league knows, like, oh, this field we're allowed to fix. Racetrack field, nobody touch it. Don't bring your rake. You bring your rake, the park ranger's gonna see it. We're gonna be done over there. Like everyone knows the ins and outs. Basically, it is what it is. But we're looking okay for this year with the fields, thank God.
What was it Solly referring to? What was the particular issue that happened last year?
We just always have. It's a constant battle on which fields we're gonna get. Some fields flood, some fields don't. Fireman's Field, which are our 2 favorite fields, we have them for this year. Deal School we have, those are good fields. Racetrack is still kicking. They keep saying they're building condos on the fields, but it's still there. And we're trying to get Memorial back, but it's not looking great.
Who took it?
The Board of Ed won't rent it out anymore at the Eatontown Board of Ed. But I'm already speaking to some guys that live in Eatontown that are going to try to make an appeal to like the council people over there or whatever. Just try to let us rent the fields. We'll pay for them, but just let us use them. We love those fields. But every year it's something. We're always switching around. As long as we have firemen's, that's our main field, then we're happy.
Good to go.
You know what? Every year is different. In the COVID year, we started so late. We played our World Series probably on our worst field of all. Every year you figure it out, and the games go on.
So before you go, any advice for us? You've been commissioner now 7 years or so. Any advice for us who are newer to this game?
I mean, it seems like you're doing a great job. The slogan says it all. It seems like you get it. It's got to become a community thing. And the only advice I give anyone running any league, from basketball to hockey to whatever, is you have to be fair. It doesn't matter who you're dealing with. It could be your own brother on a team. You have to look at a case and you got to make the decision. And if you're fair, everyone in the league will respect you and respect the decision. The last thing you want to hear as a commissioner is, oh, you're doing that because you love so-and-so, because your brother needs that team to lose. If you're fair all the way through and you're you don't have to be firm or loose or whatever, but if you're the same with everybody, I think everyone will support you And that's what you need as a commissioner. Once the players turn on you, you can't be the commissioner anymore. You need to find someone else.
Sounds good. All right, Norm, it was a great pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing such good energy.
Thank you.
See why everybody is very fond of you.
Thank you.
And much hatzlacha.
Thank you. Hatzlacha to you as well. Avi, nice to meet you. David, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot.
All right.